like I said, we naturally wicked anyway. So you want to do things that's pleasing to you. Like I said, it's easy to put down that pork because you can get, like I said, turkey bacon. You got beef bacon. And then think about it, it's not all that fat on it anyway. You eat something like turkey bacon. Of course they're gonna make pork and stuff like that. They're gonna make that real cheap versus you eating like something beef or something like that. They gonna make that more expensive because it's better for you. The Lord's, like I said, the devil right now is running this world because he only got a short time. So he gonna keep on deceiving people, and you letting them deceive you, he gonna run with it. So you're gonna go to Exodus 20. Like I said, he does his job. We just need to do our job because he gonna, like I said, he gonna got a short time, and he gonna deceive as much people he wants to deceive. Okay, and he has ministers too. So you can always listen to your pastor because the pastor can lead you to the lake of fire. Okay, so we're gonna go to Exodus 20. And this is another thing that we're gonna touch on that people they do on a constant, regular basis. The Lord said, "Don't do it because it's an abomination." Okay, so we're gonna read Exodus 20. We're gonna read verses 1 through 6. Verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which hath brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Okay, so like I said, it's one Lord, one faith, one baptism. We got these different religions. God said he should have one God, and that's him, right? Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. So you talk about graven images, you got people walking around with these so-called Jesus pieces. We don't know how he look like. We know we made in his image, but if you got this picture of a blonde, blue-eyed Jesus, that's a graven image. That's not even, we don't know how he look like. He says right here, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. Okay, that's a graven image. Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God, and a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So we just came from this big folly season we just had Christmas. That's another prime example of idolatry. Don't you know when you go underneath the tree and pick those presents up, you're worshiping, you're bowing down to a tree. That's an idol. You may not think that it is, but when you go in there reaching to picking that present up, you bow down to another God. Because Christians has nothing to do with Christ. Okay? That's a prime example, right? That's a good example. Verse 6, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So keeping his commandments, you say you love the Lord. That's part of it. You love God. You love God. He know that those that love him, they keep his commandments. Okay? So he is a jealous God, and he don't like that you serve false idols. You walk around these chains on with the Jesus piece, whatever so-called Jesus pieces, even like a cross. That's people say that signifies God, but it does. That's a death symbol. Because back in those days when they crucified Jesus, they was killing people like that every day on a regular basis. That's just like right now we have lethal injection, or even before you have electric chair. It's like you walk around with an electric chair in your neck or a needle in your neck. You go on find death. That had nothing to do with Christ. So you got the cross necklace. If you walk around with this image of supposed to be God, you need to get rid of that because that's an idol. That's idolatry. Like I say, even like the Christmas thing. So that's another lesson, but that's another God you serve when you celebrate Christmas. When you celebrate Easter. That's another big one that's gonna come up. Celebrating another God. You're not serving the God of Israel. Okay? We'll skip down to verse 23. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall you make unto you gods of gold. Same thing. It's like we got the children of Israel in trouble. They made they made a golden calf. Okay, and worshiped that and said, this is the God that got us out of the land of Egypt. And that infuriated the Lord. He just, he killed them little by little. So like I said, he's not playing when he said, don't serve these other gods. So you shouldn't be making these graven images, making these Buddha statues, making these crosses and all this different stuff, and bring this tree in your house and bow down to it. That's idolatry. That's idolatry at its finest. You're not supposed to do it. Okay? So we're going to go to Deuteronomy 7. It's a simple instruction. To live your life. And like I said, if you're doing opposite what the world doing, it's considered, you You're different. You're an outcast because everybody doing it. We naturally think, oh, well, everybody doing it, then it must be right. You know, actually, all these people be wrong. Yes, a lot of people are wrong. Like I said, it's gonna be few that get in the kingdom. Okay, so you want to make that list of the few. All right. So we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 7, and we're gonna read verses. We're gonna read two verses, 25 and 26. Deuteronomy 7. We'll start with verse 25. The graven images of their gods shall you burn with fire. Thou shalt not desire the silver or gold that is on them, nor take it unto thee, lest thou be snared therein, for it is an abomination to the Lord thy God. See, you make these graven images and these serve these other gods, it's an abomination to the Lord thy God. Okay, verse 26. Neither shalt thou bring an abomination into thy house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it. For it is a cursed thing. So, like I said, prime example. We just had this folly season just past Christmas. You bring this tree, and how people bring these trees, they go pick the tree, the best tree they try to get, drag it in, put it in their house, and when you go in to reach them for those presents, you bow down to this tree. That's a false god. That's an abomination. Okay, so it says, verse 26. I'm gonna read it again. Neither shall thou bring an abomination into thy house, lest thou be a cursed thing like it. Like you bring some pork in your house, that's an abomination. You're a cursed thing like it. But thou shalt utterly detest it, and thou shalt utterly abhor it, for it is a cursed thing. Okay, like I said, just simple instruction. But the Lord asks for a simple instruction. It's just, just do what you tell you to do. And it's like I said, you got this big old Bible, and it's so much stuff in here. You just the Lord will guide you, and you can understand this stuff. But like I said, it's your flesh, it's your mind. You fight with, you feel that it's more important to go against the Lord. Basically, you need to just go ahead and just do it. You can't straddle the fence. You can't be, well, I ain't gonna eat no pork, but then I'm gonna celebrate Christmas. You gotta do it all. You just can't be you can't pick and choose what you want to do. Okay, you gotta do it all. So we're gonna go to Deuteronomy 32. It's like the whole Christmas thing. People say, well, it's for the kids and stuff. It's scriptures that says, you love your father, your mother, your brother more than me, your kids more than me, then you're not worthy of me. So, you can't let your kids dictate, just for the kids, because the kids, you've been like a fire burner because you trying to please your kid. You're supposed to be pleasing God. Okay? So we're going to go to Deuteronomy 32, and we're going to read two verses 16 and 17. Okay? Verse 16, Deuteronomy 32, verse 16. They provoke him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoke they him to anger. Verse 17. They sacrifice unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Okay, so you got, like I said, you got all this false religion going on, all this idolatry going on. I mean, like in verse 17, it was saying you got new gods that our forefathers wasn't even serving. They didn't fear them. So we like I said, nothing new in the sun. Everything is just a repeat cycle, and we just doing it just way worse. I mean, it's out of control because, like I said, we in the last days, and it's gonna get before it get real bad. The Lord will come back and He's gonna take care of business. But right now it's just, it's terrible out here. You see stuff on a constant basis. Like I said, you see all these crosses, you see all these different religions. You got, like I said, Muslims, Jehovah's Witness, all the different stuff. And everybody got their own views on how you should do certain things. But the Lord says, it's right here in this book, King James Version of the Bible, tells you, don't do these things and stay away from them, okay? So you sacrifice to devils and not to God, because you're not serving God. If you celebrate Christmas, you celebrate Easter. You're not serving God of Israel. You're serving devils, worshiping devils, okay? And these new gods. So you provoke him to anger and you provoke him to jealousy. And when somebody's jealous, that's like you jealous of something and you anger something, you trying to break somebody's head off, okay? So God's the same way. The good thing about God, He's being patient. He's giving you opportunity to get yourself together. He's sitting back. When He come back, and he already made this man up what He's going to do, ain't no turning back, okay? He's not going to be like, after forgiveness, because you have a chance to ask for forgiveness and do what you're supposed to do, but If you don't hearken to him, guess what? The lake of fire waiting on you. Okay, so we're gonna go to Romans 1 now. It said, God is, like I said, He's a fair God. You know, and like I said, He just asks you to do certain things, and that's all He asks. You know, like I said, but naturally seem good because the world as a whole doing it is not necessarily always good for you. You know, so you just need to keep that in mind. So we're gonna go to Romans 1. Romans 1. We're gonna pick it up at